King Productions presents the BearDown Corner with your host, Sergeant Cornholio. Hey everybody, this is Sergeant Cornholio, and this is the BearDown Corner. Thank you very much for joining us this week. We have some news on some signings this week. We'll just keep it kind of short and sweet. Training camps are starting to come along. There'll probably be a ton of injuries and who all knows what else, but things are just getting started. So we'll get all into that more deeper shit next week. This week, we want to get you updated on some of the long-term key pieces on certain franchises. All right, let's get into it. The Indianapolis Colts are re-signing to an extension their left tackle, Bernard Ramin, I believe is how you pronounce it. He is an Austrian left tackle, drafted in 2022, and the man has proven solid for the Colts since then. So they gave him a 4-year, $100 million extension with about $60 million in guarantees. So that locks up the blind side for whoever's going to be their quarterback. That is the big question going into this current offseason, which is Anthony Richardson, can he stay healthy against a Daniel Jones veteran who wants something to prove, right? So we'll see how that goes. The Broncos, they re-signed their wide receiver, Courtland Sutton. The man has been solid for them, holding down the wide receiver core for the last, 8-9 years since he's been there. He finally has a quarterback. Bo Nix. They made playoffs. They have a defense. They upgraded the defense for an already top 5 defense. They have an explosive offense. The sky's the limit for this team. So they got him at 4-year, $92 million contract. This works good because that is Bo Nix's whole rookie deal contract. So he gets his wide receiver for at least the next 4 years. Amen. All right. That might actually set precedent for what Terry McLaurin over in Washington might get. So keep an eye on that. This contract might be used as a balancing measure for that because he was kind of in the same situation. So Titans waive former first-round pick Treylon Burks. Now, the reason I mention this is because this was the first-round draft pick that they acquired when they traded away A.J. Brown, Super Bowl champion and superstar wide receiver of the Philadelphia Eagles. After 3 years, the kid's been let go. I guess they believe more in Calvin Ridley, Tyler Lockett, and Van Jefferson, who moved around from both LA and Atlanta last year. Interesting move, but hey, I'm not the GM. They are. Rashawn Slater signs a 4-year, $114 million contract extension to stay at left tackle for his team. That is a hell of a contract for the Chargers to give out. But hey, when you're trying to protect Justin Herbert, do you really expect anything less than an all-pro left tackle? That's the blind side, man. That's premium fucking quality right there. You don't find many big guys his age with the leadership he has and everything else that often in this part in their career. So the fact that they did, this allows them to move forward knowing that their quarterback's going to be protected, barring the odd breakthrough. But as long as they can keep Justin Herbert upright, the Chargers, they should be a playoff team. They should be competing for a division. But I don't know. They've done everything they can this year to put some extra pieces out there and hope that Jim Harbaugh's second-year system takes to the sky. And lastly, Cowboys fans, Jake Ferguson signs a 4-year, $52 million contract extension to stay with the Dallas Cowboys and to give Dak Prescott that safety blanket. So, yeah, that brings the Cowboys a little bit closer to their hopes and dreams, just as we have our hopes and dreams of what next week will bring, as we are expecting a flood of stories to come through. But this is what we scraped together this week. That's it. That's all. That's what will be. That was a short one, I know. But hey, we'll be back again next week here at the BearDown Corner. I'm Sergeant Cornholio, and you can catch us on Spotify, Apple Music, iHeartRadio, Amazon Music, and of course, YouTube. Tuesday morning, 6 o'clock a.m. General Mountain Time, 8 o'clock Eastern. Have a great, wonderful rest of your week, and we will see you next week here at the BearDown Corner.